Alright, what's up y'all? We are back with another video. Today's video, we are going to recap the slate of games from this weekend along with some of the headlines from over the weekend. First up, let's talk about LaMelo Ball. He's looking like the real deal right now as he became the youngest to post a triple-double. He also almost had a triple-double the day before when he faced off against Lonzo, which I know was an emotional game for their family. Next up, let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks. Maybe it was too soon to give props to Atlanta Hawks, as they start off the season off strong by going 4-1. But since then, they have lost 4 straight. I know there's a lot going on in Atlanta right now. It's all the major signings, which includes Bogan, Rondo, Gallo, Chris Dunn, and their first-round pick in the Congo are hurt right now. Then there's a situation between Trey Young and John Collins. All I'm going to say about this, situation is that John Collins told no lies, in my opinion. And I think people are overblowing the situation. Because, if you play basketball, then you know that this kind of stuff happens, all the time. So I don't think there's nothing in this situation. I think people are making something out of nothing. Now, the New York Knicks are my early season surprise team. Yeah, I know, the Knicks. I know they only played 8 games so far, but I didn't expect them to be 5-3 at this point in the season. And the biggest reason for their early season success is due to the player Julius Randle. This man's kind of like an all-star right now, as he's averaging 22.6 points, 12 rebounds, and 7.3 assists a game, and he's being efficient on the floor. Also, let me give some credit to Coach Thibodeau, because this man got this team playing some competitive basketball. Now, I'm going to put these two teams together, and that's Portland and Utah. These two teams are very confusing teams. One game, both teams are looking like potential dark horses in the West, and then the next game, these two teams are losing to the team they should have no problem beating. I'm going to talk about these two teams, get more in depth for these two teams in another video, but I'm going to say I'm kind of disappointed so far with these two teams in the season. It's only beginning of the season, so I do expect them to turn it around, but as of right now, I am kind of disappointed in both teams. Alright, let's see the Kyrie comments. We're not going to talk about that too much because everybody already talked about it enough. Kyrie's under the microscope right now, and he's getting scrutinized for every little thing he says. Alright, next up, man, the Washington Wizards are really struggling right now, as they have the worst record in the league, as I believe. Let me scroll down to standings, make sure I got this right. Yeah, they are 2-8 right now, which is the worst in the league. I feel bad for Bradley Beal, man. As his last 2 games, this man has scored over 60 points and over 40 points, and they still lost. Also, let's talk about Westbrook. I know Westbrook is averaging a triple-double, but if you actually sit down and watch him play, he doesn't look like the same old Westbrook. I don't know if he's hiding an injury, but he's not getting to the basket as he normally does, and the amount of jump shots he's taken so far this season are way up from the amount he was taking last year. Alright, let's see the next team, the Phoenix Suns. I feel like I've been talking about this team a lot, through my videos, but Phoenix Suns are playing great team basketball right now. I have a more in-depth video about how impressive they've been so far, so go check out that video. But right now, this team is looking like a top 4 team in the West. And that is not an overstatement right now. This team is playing very well. The impact of Chris Paul, man. Devin Booker, I feel like he's been chilling this season. I feel like, in the past, this man had to score 30, 40 points just for them to be competitive. But there's been games so far this year when you only score 12, 15, 20, and they still get the win. So that just shows you how good the team has been so far this season. Alright, let's see who else I want to talk about. Oh yeah, my final point I really wanted to talk about was the Clippers versus the Warriors game on Friday night. I know this team becoming a meme, but the Clippers blew another 20-point lead. And going back to last year, the Clippers have the most blown leads, when they had 15 to 20-point leads in the league. And I believe that is at 8. Now, I'm not going to overreact, but I do have concerns about the lack of offense and the lack of ball movement that the Clippers have been showing during the 4 quarters and games this year. Honestly, man, it's been the same as last year. Kawhi and PG ISOs, and that's not going to cut it in the playoffs. The Clippers still need a point guard, and I think they should keep an eye out on whether or not Kyle Lowry will be on the trade market during the trade deadline. Also, is it just me, or does it seem like Lou Williams is not comfortable with the Clippers team at all right now? I feel like there's a potential Lou Will trade, that could happen sometime this season. All I'm going to say is the Clippers better figure things out, man. Now, let's talk about Steph Curry. He was pretty much out all of last season, and he struggled throughout the first 3 games of the season, and the disrespect was at an all-time high. Then he had a 60-point game, and I see that a lot of people got quiet. I feel like a lot of people forget about how good he really is. Also, the return of Draymond has been really big for Golden State so far. Now, I know he's not scoring a lot of points, but you can tell the impact he's making on both ends of the floor, especially on defensive end, and the impact he has on Steph Curry, knowing, Steph Curry's tendencies and stuff. So, yeah, so far Draymond has been very good, and this Golden State team definitely are playing a lot better than the first couple of games this season. So, definitely gonna have my eye on Golden State, and along with Steph Curry. So yeah. Let me double check and make sure I covered everything I wanted to go over from the weekend games. Yeah, I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Catch y'all next video, and man, there's a lot of games this weekend, man. Yeah, catch y'all next one.